That's a big thing with the society that we live in, is that we don't understand each other. We don't. It's crazy because ever since elementary school, they were telling us, put yourself in that other person's shoes. Literally, we would play games where we all took our shoes off and put our shoes in a dog pile, and you'd have to go and find your shoe. That was literally a metaphor for life. Imagine you have to put on those ugly ass Shaquille O'Neal shoes. Remember Shaq's? Not Jordans. They were Shaq's. You can't please everybody, but you can always please yourself. You can always look out for yourself, you know? And but sometimes when you prioritize yourself, you prioritize your own mental health, or being happy in a moment. Sometimes that comes across as rude. Sometimes you choose to do something that is in your own best interest. God forbid, God forbid you choose to do something for yourself, and it comes across selfish. Certain situations that it's okay to prioritize yourself is, for example, if your mom gets you a shirt and it's like a brown polo with stripes, let's say a brown polo with orange stripes, I'm going to prioritize myself and say, I don't want that. Mom, take that shit back. And it's not that I'm trying to be rude. Not trying to be rude, but I'm trying to let you know, hey, that's not my style. And I'm going to tell you it's not my style very aggressively. I'm going to very aggressively say, ew, because that's how bad I need you to know that that's not my style. I've had these conversations with my mom. Fortunately, my mom is a Puerto Rican thug, so she can handle it. She's got thick skin. Me and my siblings are always telling my mom, what the fuck? Did you buy that? Why would you buy that? And she's like, I liked it. But there's certain situations where, yeah, you do need to prioritize yourself. Another one would be like, let's say changing the song. Let's say I'm driving, or let's say I have the aux. Okay, I have the aux and I'm playing the songs. All the songs that are coming up next, I queued them up, and you're jamming out to that song. If I decide, oh, I don't want to hear that song anymore, and I change that song in the middle of the chorus, in the middle of the hook, that's okay. I'm prioritizing myself. And before you go off and you say, oh, that's rude, people are enjoying that song, the reason why I have the right to do that is because I'm putting in all this work for you to enjoy the music. I'm putting in all this work, so I'm the one who gets to say, okay, I'm tired of this. I want to change the song. See how that works? I'm making the sacrifice to make you happy by queuing up all these good songs. Like I'm playing music for you. I'm the DJ. I got it taken care of. You're dancing, you're bopping out, and it's because of me. Certain situations where it's bad to prioritize yourself. Bad examples of prioritizing yourself. Cheating. Cheating is mad rude. I was prioritizing myself. I love doing that voice, by the way. I love it. That's a situation where you're hurting people in order to make yourself happy for what? 2 minutes? Bitch ass can only last 2 minutes anyway. You fucking nasty ass, cheating ass, skank ass motherfucker. And to put a cherry on the cake or icing on the cake, whatever people say when they finalize something. But the next example would be people who recline their seat on an airplane. This is how I feel towards you guys. And I know you're going to sit here and be like, oh, well, I paid for that seat. If I buy a ticket with that airline and the airline tells me I can recline my seat, then I paid for the right. Listen, technically it's correct that you can do that, but you know you're being an asshole. You know, it's well established that nobody likes that shit. So you're going to do it anyway after knowing that we don't like it because you think that first of all, the airline is tricking everybody. They're telling you that you paid for it. Meanwhile, they're also telling me that I paid for the space in front of me that is now being intervened on. So yeah, there is a fine line between prioritizing yourself and being rude. And what is that fine line? What do we feel when we feel, oh, am I crossing the line or not? We feel that because there's two worlds that have been created in which we live. There's two worlds. There's the world that society created that says, hey, these are the societal norms. This is how everyone should behave according to this. Well, technically that's rude. It's rude to eat before someone else, right? You're at a dinner and you get your food before somebody else. It's rude. Society and your mom tell you it's rude to eat before, so we tell ourselves, okay, I'm not going to eat my food yet. So that's the first world. The second world is that world where we tell ourselves, oh, we need to prioritize ourselves, treat yourself, prioritize your mental health. And so we feel this weird tension when it's like, okay, I want to do this, but I don't know if I should. I want to do this, but I don't know if I should. I need to pee, but I don't know if I should stand in the urinal next to Julian. please do not stand in the urinal next to Julian. If I'm pissing and some dude just strolls up next to me and pisses next, it's like, bro, you're too close. You're too close. And now I can't focus on what I got to do. You're just reclining the seat on my plane. It's a weird world that we live in where you have to choose. Do I prioritize myself, or am I impeding on someone else's space? Truth is sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Not everyone will understand it, but sometimes you got to do that thing. Whether you're kneeling for the national anthem or you're the dude on a Zoom call with 20 people eating chicken out of Tupperware. Sometimes you got to do that. That was me. Last week I had a Zoom call with my high school classmates who I haven't spoken to in like 10 years. We're getting ready to plan our high school reunion, and we all had a big Zoom call, and I haven't spoken to these people in forever. So I want to make a good impression. When I say good impression, I mean funny. I want to be funny. I want to be well liked, as we all do. When everyone relinks with people you haven't seen in the past, everybody wants to be like, all right, this guy is doing better than when we last saw him. So that was my goal going into the Zoom call. And so I get into the Zoom call, and everyone's dressed nice, making their good first impression. People in nice collared shirts, looking good. They got like professional backgrounds, like professional like workspaces. It looks nice in the background, and they got degrees hung up. And I, at the time, I had joined the Zoom call in a tank top because it was hot in my apartment and I don't have my AC plugged in. And so I joined the Zoom call in a tank top with an AI generated tropical background. I thought it would be funny to put like an AI generated, and when I joined the Zoom call, nobody said anything. No one said, "Oh, that was funny. Oh, Julie's goofy." No one gave me that validation that I needed. So I just kept on with my night. And when I say I kept on with my night, I mean I started to eat dinner because it was late. I have to feed myself. It was already like 4:30, so I'm like I gotta eat. I'm starving, so I just started eating my food, and I tried to just keep it low key. And the meeting progressed, and everyone's taking notes and assigning responsibilities. You do this, put this in the calendar, make this a form, and then there's me. I'm just eating arroz con pollo on a beach in Puerto Rico. I was trying to eat quick too because I wanted to speak and to help out, but the food was hot, so it took me a while to eat the food. So I'm like blowing the food into the mic of the Zoom meeting. I'm like, sorry guys, sorry. I tried to get the attention off me, so I just kind of asked around, like, yo, how's everybody doing? How's it? Yo, Carlos, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. And Carlos let everybody know I'm vegan now. That's what Carlos said. Carlos said, I'm vegan now. Everyone applauded him. And right when he had said I'm vegan now, I had torn apart chicken with my teeth, like right in that moment. And you know how like Zoom does that thing where like if you make noise, it makes your screen the big one. That's what happened. So Carlos says I'm vegan now, and then I went and you heard, like the Zoom meeting heard me go, I'm vegan now. Chicken get torn apart with my teeth because I didn't have a knife, so I was just using the fork and just. So I felt awkward, so I tried to change the subject. So I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm excited for the reunion." I'm excited for the reunion. Maybe we should bring out Mr. Hendricks. We should tell him Mr. Hendricks was like a cool teacher at our school, and so I was like, "Yeah, let's see if he can come and say hi to everybody." And that's when they had informed me that God rest his soul, he went missing. It was a sad sad moment. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at the irony of me trying to change the subject, and it kind of made it worse. And so the team decided to do a moment of silence, which I think is very respectful. So we all did a moment of silence. They chose to do the moment of silence while I was still chewing. I don't know if you've ever done a moment of silence while you got food actively in your mouth at that stage where like you need to finish chewing it. It's not like I had just taken a bite and I could just hold it. It was actively chewed, about to be swallowed, and everyone's bowing their heads. So I was just awkward sitting there on a Zoom call with like shredded chicken in between my teeth. Yes, amen. And you know what? No one said anything to me about, oh, Julian, that was kind of rude that you're the only dude eating while everyone's working. Like, no one said that to me, but I felt it. But here's the thing. Here's that fine line that I want to bring us back to, the fine line of prioritizing yourself versus being rude. It's classified as being rude when you do something that actively interferes with someone else's narrative. When it gets to a level of you prioritizing yourself is at the cost of someone else's happiness, or like it makes something difficult for somebody else, then I think that's when it's like, okay, that's that fine line that you don't cross. Now, does society allow for that necessarily? No. It doesn't. That's a big thing with the society that we live in, is that we don't understand each other. We don't. It's crazy because ever since elementary school, they were telling us, put yourself in that other person's shoes. Literally, we would play games where we all took our shoes off and put our shoes in a dog pile, and you'd have to go and find your shoe. That was literally a metaphor for life. Imagine you have to put on those ugly ass Shaquille O'Neal shoes. Remember Shaq's? Not Jordans. They were Shaq's. But that was a lesson in life. And as adults, we fucking forget it. Let's get back to that where it's like, okay, think about it from the other person's perspective. But we don't know how to do that as people. So therefore, everyone's considered rude. Be okay with someone doing something where they're prioritizing themselves and it doesn't hurt you. If it doesn't hurt you, if it doesn't interfere with your life, be okay with it. Sometimes people will talk to me. Oh my God, and I hate this. Sometimes people will talk to me and they don't stop talking. And it'll be like a dude I just met. It'll be a dude that I don't know you that well. And you're giving me your whole life story. And I'm not telling you it's okay. There's a difference between when you meet someone and you're chopping it up and they're like, "Oh, really? Okay, tell me more about that." And that person's giving follow-up questions. There's a difference between that and how tell you I don't want to talk anymore by being like, "Okay, right." I'm like looking around, I'm like, what's going on? As you talk to me, like pick up on those social cues, because if not, I'm going to tell you, hey man, you are wasting my time. Again, goes back to the ugly shirt that mom got you. It's not because I want to hurt your feelings. It's because you need to know this. You need to know I'm not enjoying this.